As I'm sure you already know, I've made a ton of videos about the Wii, and to be honest, it's probably my favorite console. I have many fond memories and great experiences with the Wii. Heck, my most popular videos on this channel are about 2 different Wii games, so I guess you could say I'm pretty experienced with this console. But you want to know something? I feel like I haven't heard half of the music on here alone. I mean, sure, everyone already knows about the Wii Shop Channel, or the Mii Maker, or the startup ambience that's playing right now, but there are a ton of other channels. Today, I thought it might be fun to go and explore these channels, and to kind of think about what the most obscure music track is on any of them. Think of this video like a Wii iceberg, except not really, but kind of. Okay, let's begin. These first few channels are at the very tip of the iceberg. You know, it's the stuff that everyone knows. If you've been on the internet like at all, you've definitely heard this music before. Just to give you an example, let me demonstrate. This is the Wii Shop theme, which I'm sure many people know at this point. I mean, it's been used by so many other content creators, and it's also just kind of a jam. The iconic bossa nova style with the electric piano and memorable melody make it easily recognizable by not just people who owned a Wii, but by other people, if that makes sense. This channel definitely has the most recognizable theme, I would say. The startup screen, or whatever it's called, is basically just a slower version of the channel's theme. I feel like not as many people would know that, but I'm putting it here anyway, just because it's the same song, pretty much. Let me know if you actually knew about this one. I'm legitimately curious. All right, moving on, let's talk about the next most famous Wii song. I don't know actually if the Wii Shop Channel is more famous, or if this one is more famous. This is the Mii Channel. Do I even have to explain this one? This is so unbelievably famous, I don't even have to play the rest of the song. Okay, bring the music back. This is a little awkward. This is the perfect song for when you're designing your Mii. Or I guess explaining something? I don't really know what people use this song for, but I just know that it's really famous. This song is also more of a laid-back song, just like the Wii Shop Channel. You know, come to think of it, the Wii actually had really laid-back music. Anyway, there's a few different variations of this song. One of them is in the Mii Maker itself, which adds some kind of like electronic drums. There's also the Mii Parade, where you can let your Miis run. Or walk, I guess. As it turns out, the Wii Parade was actually used to allow you to store more Miis on your Wii, which is actually really nice, and I'm surprised that I never used it. The parade theme basically just adds a snare drum pattern. It really reminds me of like a marching band or like a parade. So yeah, I don't really have anything else to say. I mean, these two themes are just so unbelievably famous, I don't have anything to explain. I would say these are actually the most famous by a very strong margin. Now let's move down the iceberg. These are the songs that are still really well known, but aren't as known by most people. These are the songs that most Wii owners would know, because these channels came pre-installed on the Wii. The photo channel's main theme is just kind of ambient. I mean, there's really not much to it. This was the theme that I always heard because I never had an SD card with my Wii. To be honest, I still don't, but I always wished I could use this channel. It turns out that there are a whole bunch of themes on this channel that I didn't even know about. A lot of them are ambient themes with some kind of backing percussion. But then there are some other themes that didn't have a purpose to me at first. So naturally, I went on a deep dive looking at the different features in the photo channel, and I found the Nintendo charm that I've been missing for so long. That's a topic for another video though. The first few are just kind of ambient noise, like the title theme and Wii message board. The Wii message board theme has some more drums in it though. Then we get to the fun stuff. This channel lets you create puzzles out of your pictures, which is really awesome. There are 2 different themes, one for the first time you generate a puzzle, and then one for every other time. The first one is more laid back and chill, but the second one has a sort of jazzy bossa nova style. Honestly, still very cool, but now let's talk about the real fun stuff. This channel also lets you create slideshows out of your pictures, and when you do, you can choose a theme. These themes range from scenic to beautiful, and they all have their own music tracks. There's a surprising amount of range here. I mean, just take a listen. No, I never realized that I would spend so long on the photo channel, but I learned so much, okay? Now let's move on to the... The Weather Channel only has a few different songs, but they honestly fit the theme really well. I hold a lot of value for this channel, not only because it does what it's supposed to do, but also because the music is really nostalgic. Let's go through the music. Basically, there are two different sections in the forecast channel, besides the connecting theme, which is literally just ambient noise again. The first section tells you the local forecast for the week, which was actually really convenient. I mean, not really anymore because, you know, phone. It was convenient at the time, I'm sure. This daytime theme is very bright with a happy feeling. Like, oh, I'm so excited for what today's gonna bring. I mean, I just can't wait. I think this theme is fantastic. Then we get to the night theme. And when I tell you that every time I hear this theme, I want to cry, I mean it. Here, just listen. This is literally just for the Weather Channel, but the theme is just so unbelievably good. I love this theme so much, and I really can't explain why. It reminds me of a lullaby that you would put on for a child to make them fall back asleep or something. Who knows? I mean, maybe I've even fallen asleep to this theme. Then there's the regional forecast, which shows you the weather in the country you live. Daytime theme sounds like an actual news weather channel, and the nighttime theme sounds like a lullaby again. But they're both pretty fitting. Finally, there's the global forecast, which shows you the weather around the world, including in Pyongyang, North Korea. For some reason, the daytime and nighttime themes are similar to the regional ones, except they add more layers. That's it for the Weather Channel, so now it's time to move to the... The news channel was pretty much for only getting your news, which is super random. Like, why would anyone use this channel? I mean, you can just turn on the TV and, you know, boot up the news from there. But no, instead I have to play my Wii to get the news. Maybe I don't get it. Also, this is kind of a side tangent, but I'm using this software called Reconnect 24 to get my channels back online, and it shows me current news. So I'll probably be dating this video pretty hard, but just ignore that. I mean, who needs to know, right? Anyway, let's talk about the music. Yeah, the music for downloading the news is boring. But then we get to the actual news articles. The music for the news articles is also pretty boring, but it's at least more interesting than the loading theme. Plus, it does kind of sound like a news station. I mean, the modern instruments give it that vibe. They sound like super artificial and punchy, which gives it, you know, the news channel sort of thing. Then there's a slideshow where you can look at a bunch of different categories of news and just read the headlines. The daytime music sounds very modern with lots of percussion and fast-paced notes, but then the nighttime theme sounds like a freaking lullaby again. What is up with these channels using lullaby themes for their nighttime music? I mean, I just don't get it. Anyway, this channel is literally for getting news. I don't have anything else to say. There is also like a globe sort of thing with more like news sounding music, if that makes sense, but yeah, that's it. Let me know if you ever use this channel regularly. Okay, now we get to the good stuff. A lot of the channels you've just seen are pretty well known. I'm sure a lot of people know about the weather, news, photo, Wii Shop, and Mii channels. They're all relatively famous, I would say. Now, let's talk about some weirder stuff. How many of you actually knew about the Everybody Votes channel? This was my jam when I was younger, and I would vote in every single poll almost every time they came out. I don't actually know how many people use this channel, but a lot of people did vote, from what I remember. That was so long ago, so I don't even know. The polls would always be about random things like cookies versus brownies or something. I don't know, just for fun. Anyway, all the music sounds like game show music because it's like a fun game show thing? Maybe? There are two different kinds of polls you can answer. The first is a general poll, which I'm not sure if it's regional or not, but it was there. But then there's also a national poll. The songs are pretty much the same with only just a little bit more background noise, I guess. The most interesting song on here is when you're suggesting a question for a poll. It's the most minimalist track on this channel, and is probably just made to let you think a little bit. Yeah, this channel's kind of lackluster in its music, but I think it's one of the best channels on the Wii. I had so much fun voting in polls, so what can I say, really? And speaking of fun things... The Check Me Out channel was a channel that allowed you to look at other people's Miis while showing off your own. There would also be contests with Miis in a specific category. It was really cool, even though I never used the channel. There are a few different songs on here, including a variation of the Mii channel that I've literally never heard. I mean, here, I'll just play it for a little bit. Anyway, aside from that nonsense, most of the songs on here are just kind of the same, but change it up a little bit. The theme for the Submission Plaza, or the place where people send their Miis, is a good example. Aside from that though, I don't really have much to say. Just like the Everybody Votes channel, this channel doesn't have much to it. I will say that I don't know this channel as much as the other one, but if you're a more creative person, I'm sure you would love to decorate Miis. Although I did have fun looking at the Miis, they were pretty good. So that's basically all the channels on the Wii with a mini analysis on their music, if you could call it that. I'll let you decide what the most obscure track from the Wii was. I mean, who's to say, honestly? They were all pretty famous. The least famous music for me was from the Photo channel because I never used it. But let me know what your least famous music track was in the comments below. With that said, thanks for watching. I'm trying out a new style of video, so I hope you like it. Stay tuned for more. See you later. Peace.